Hey, MarknAmy here, taking a break from our hike to talk about mental health and marriage. Life is filled with all kinds of stress. It's constantly coming at us, constantly coming at you, and there's every different angle. If you're breathing, you have some kind of stress. If you have family, you have some kind of stress. And if you have a job, you have some kind of stress. There's ways we find that help for us that we can cope with these things. These aren't secrets by any means, but things that we find to be really helpful in our marriage and in our own lives. The number one thing that we find helpful, and this is kind of a no-brainer, is exactly what we're doing today. We're out for a walk, we're hiking the woods. We're going to try to explore this lake behind us. It's getting physical activity. The benefits of physical activity and mental health are cataloged, I'm sure, all throughout the internet, when you can find all kinds of different studies. And personally, we find it very valuable to do stuff, and not just do activities, but to do them together. And I think that's one of the key things for us as a married couple, and to have a healthy marriage, is to actually do those things together. It's like it gives your brain, your mind, just like a breather for a minute. It helps you kind of reset.
If your body isn't working properly, if you're not moving, if you're not getting oxygen, then your body's not gonna help you. So work your body to help you.
All right, the number 2 point is to talk and to listen. And the listening part is what's really important. Something to keep in mind is you don't need to solve all the problems at once. And sometimes as a spouse, you want to solve everything or come up with ideas to just make everything better or fix things. But we really need to listen to each other and just be supportive of whatever is going on and whatever the things that we're dealing with.
If you don't know how to communicate well, what can happen is your spouse may be telling you something again and again and again, and it can come off as though it's nagging, when really it's your spouse saying, please listen, I need help through this situation. And I've heard, people say, she's such a nag, and I'm thinking, are you listening to what she's saying to you? Are you listening to say, she really needs a little bit of help, like she's stressed out or whatever it is? I mean, you got to be able to listen and then come up with a plan together. All right, number 3, something that's really important is...
While filming this video, we had 2 issues. One, this happened. And 2, we got a phone call from our daughter. She hurt herself at the ski hill. So we had to hightail it out of the woods, go and get our daughter. So here we are.
Day 2.
Day 2.
The sequel.
So this will either be a continuation from an entirely different location, or it'll end up being a new video altogether.
Haven't figured it out yet.
We don't know that part yet. But we decided to take a drive and explore this beautiful island that we live on, and continue sharing with you some of the key things we believe will help you in your marriage and your mental health. Keep things going on the right track.
My arm isn't going to be able to stay like this for forever, so if you're going to say something, say it fast.
As content creators, one of the greatest things you can do for us is to engage with our content. So, in the middle of this video, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. You can leave a comment, you could subscribe, you could do all that stuff, but leaving a like, one of those thumbs up, awesome. We would just love to see a little thumbs up from you. Are you making faces at me? It is really cold here. So we're on the tip number 3 because our recording got kind of cut off from before. So tip number 3 is to have a healthy diet. And I'll let Amy take it away.
Well, healthy diet's really important for so many reasons, and we all know it, we just don't all do it. So I think that taking time or setting time aside for prep is really important. For me, usually my weekends, I try to do a lot of prep work for the week. We get our groceries, and then I can kind of organize meals, lunches, things like that. And sometimes if you're throwing things together and it has to be fast, you tend to eat out, or you just resort to grabbing things you shouldn't. Now today we went for a drive.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful day. It's freezing out, but it's beautiful. And we came across a Subway where we had a salad, and it was really, really good. Not that you have to have salad if you're going to eat healthy, but when you're going out to eat, sometimes the options can be a little bit more limited to what's available. So that's what we chose today. But I'm starting to actually shiver now, so.
We notice that when we eat poor, not only our bodies suffer, but it also suffers, you know, just in our mental state, because just sugar's flying around there and there's all kinds of crud. So
it affects everything, your hormones, your sleep, your energy, everything. And if you don't sleep well, if you don't have enough energy, and your hormones are all out of whack, your relationship is gonna suffer.
yeah. So eat healthy, that's tip number 3. We're gonna move to a warmer location for tips number 4 and 5.
Go.
All right, tip number 4 is from the car because it's a lot warmer in here.
Very cold outside.
Tip number 3, I got frostbite on my finger. Tip number 4 is just to get some sleep. When your sleep is messed up, it messes with your head. And I know, like, when I don't sleep well, like, I'm cranky. And the crankier I am,
The crankier I am.
that's never a good scene.
Know your body, know how much sleep that you need, and then get that much rest.
So prioritize sleep. Again, lots of studies on how sleep affects your mental health, and we don't know any of those studies, but we do know how personally we feel when we sleep better. Sorry for the bumpiness.
The best we can do.
The best we can do with what we got. So tip number 5 is basically pray.
For me, I have about a 20-minute drive to work in the mornings, and I find that's a really good time because it's quiet and it's a great time to pray. You know, I think sometimes we think we have to have this special place and this certain atmosphere and everything else. When you're talking to God, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just talk to Him.
The two are very much connected. The state of your emotional being and your mind are just, everything's connected. And when we pray, it just puts everything, it kind of sets us in our right place. To realize that, you know, we're not perfect. We are human. We do make mistakes. We do have flaws, and we need help. And we need God's help. And for Amy and I, we prioritize that, just being Christians, knowing that God can and does help us in all the areas of our life, and mental health is one of those areas. This was quite the mix match of a video. We're kind of all over the place, but we just want to thank you for watching it. Please check out our 7 Habits of a Highly Successful Marriage. It's in the description below, and you got to put the work in, but you can have a successful marriage if you do. It's a quick read, and it's meant to be encouraging.
And we are so far back in the woods right now that we have a trail camera that's videoing us doing this video.
Yeah, we're on a trail cam right now.
So it's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat.
It's been a good day. It's been relaxing. It's been just nice to kind of try out some back roads and places that we haven't been before. So yeah, just nice.
Yeah, and it's also good for our mental health, just to take a breather from the norm of life and get out for a drive and just be with each other. The number one thing we want to say is that our marriage is very important, and when you have stuff happening, anxiety, stress, and different things like that, it really affects you. And so you want to find ways as a couple to help. And so hopefully these 5 tips are encouraging for you. Again, they're not anything new, but they sure do work.
Stay married.
Stay married.